I am Mindy. I am a mother, an educator, a friend, a wannabe singer, a lover of nature, a lover of literature, and DIY projects. I love a good nap as much as I love to read historical fiction, and this is me. I became a teacher because I wanted to know that what I do makes a difference. Teaching makes a difference, but sometimes the results are not so visible, and that can be taxing on my soul. I enjoy that no 2 days are the same, and each day I have the opportunity to ignite student interest, especially when it comes to literature. My mother was a dedicated teacher for over 25 years. I grew up in a classroom, and that obviously impacted me during my youth. I am a veteran teacher. I have been teaching middle school English for well over a decade, and in that time, I have seen many changes in education and many changes in my students. Being a teacher is a privilege, and sometimes it can be a burden. I have the privilege to work with people who affect me as much as I hope to affect them. The burden part is that sometimes I have to follow regimented pacing guides and curriculum. The workload is heavy, and I oftentimes do not get enough time to just have fun with my students. As a teacher, I make mistakes and I try to learn from them and move forward. Being a teacher is an emotional investment. I have attended many schools. After graduating high school, I started taking general education classes at College of the Desert in Palm Desert. It took way more years than the average person to get those 2 years done. The birth of my daughter was a driving force to get my education completed. From there, I completed my undergrad in liberal arts at Cal State San Bernardino and obtained my credential from the University of Redlands. I took a break after that, a long one, well over a decade, before pursuing my master's in education, curriculum, and instruction from Concordia University, Irvine. I just graduated. I graduated in 2019. I am now officially done with school, but I will never be done with learning. I'm a very linear thinker. I pride myself in making lists and being analytical. When I work, I need my workspace to be quiet. Because I am left hemisphere of the brain dominant, I have a tendency to seek control and want things to be structured and planned out. I can see where my learning preferences show up in my teaching style. I create and use presentation slides as a means of introducing new concepts or revisiting old ones. I find that the slides guide me in the delivery process, help me with time management, and align to my visual learning preference. I am a mom. I am a proud mom. My daughter Cassidy, shown here, graduated from Palm Desert High School in 2018. She is now attending Arizona State University as a communication major, and I could not be more proud of her. It is not easy. It's not an easy thing to move away from home and family and be committed to such a rigorous academic program, and I commend her. My son, Conrad, is a miniature dachshund, and he is even more spoiled and loved than my real child. My hobbies. In my free time, or the time that I take for myself, I like to go on adventures and travel. Every summer, I make my way up to Washington and Idaho to visit my family and friends. I love to hike, but not during certain months because it's too hot where I live in the desert. I also love to camp. I do not mind tent camping, but I think it's time to invest in a tent trailer. When I can, I try to let loose my inner creative side and tackle do-it-yourself projects. Just in the past year, I have rehabbed an antique table and turned a tree stump into a side table. Joanna Gaines would be so proud. My future plans are to relocate in Washington or Idaho in the very near future. There is something about the region that calls to me. I love the trees, especially birch trees, if you couldn't tell. Freshwater lakes and streams everywhere, and the fresh air. When I finally make that move, I want enough acreage to build a home and grow my own fruits and vegetables. And that is me, Mindy Nicole Zimmerman. And thank you for listening.